Hi everyone and welcome to this edition of You and the Law. As you all know, You and the Law sets out to discuss the general issues of law in society and also discuss the issues of law in the breaking news. The breaking news in Nigeria today is that the Supreme Court of Nigeria has dismissed the petition filed by Atiku Abubakar, candidate of the PDP in the 2023 presidential election, and has also dismissed the petition that was filed by Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party still in the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. And this brings to an end the battle for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for this moment. And today I'm discussing Obi, Atiku, Tinubu, and the Supreme Court. Now, a lot of legal issues have arisen in the course of the trial of these matters from the Court of Appeal down to the Supreme Court. And I'll just attempt a few as time can permit. It took Nigeria more than 6 months for these matters to be decided. More than 6 months for these matters to be decided. And the laws in Nigeria are such that when someone challenges the declaration of another in the presidential election, he has to first go to the Election Petition Tribunal. In this case, the Election Petition Tribunal was a court of appeal, so you have to start from there. And you're expected to run that for 180 days. After that, if you feel aggrieved with the decision of the trial court, you move further to the next court, and the next court in this case is the Supreme Court. And so these gentlemen have been on this road, this journey, Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu being the respondent. They have been on this journey for more than 6 months to get to the final determination of the issues by the Supreme Court. This is because of the provisions of the Constitution of Nigeria, which gives this period of time for the hearing and determination of cases. Now, why I'm bringing this discussion is the fact that not long ago, in Kenya, still in Africa, the presidential election was conducted, and the person that was aggrieved went to court, and the matter was decided in 14 days. 14 days only. The 14 days included the hearing of the matter and the determination of the matter in 14 days. And that was done before the swearing in of William Ruto, the current president of Kenya. Nigeria needs to borrow from Kenya. Because in so doing, you do not swear in someone until the petition against him has been fully heard up to the last court in the land. In Kenya, it was the Supreme Court that heard the matter straight up. There was no delay. There was no filing of this and that in this court before going to the other court. The Kenyan law believes that the Supreme Court of Kenya is competent enough to sit and determine with finality issues arising from election in Kenya. If Kenya used 14 days to decide presidential election petition, 14 days, filing, hearing, determination of the case in 14 days, then Nigeria has taken too long to use more than 6 months to hear and determine the presidential election complaints at the Supreme Court. Nigeria has taken too long, and I think that moving forward, Nigeria needs to borrow what's happening in Kenya so that we attend to election petitions as quickly as possible before we swear in the next, the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, why is it easy to do all that in Kenya and it is difficult to do it in Nigeria currently? Currently in Nigeria, election is largely manual. So much paperwork. There's no electronic voting going on in Nigeria. And that makes it difficult for the petitioners to gather evidence from all over the country and present to the tribunal for the verdict of the tribunal and proceed to the Supreme Court. If you see the volumes of books filed in election matters, you will now understand why it is difficult to have this done in 14 days. In Kenya, it is largely electronic. Moving forward, Nigeria needs to also implement electronic voting so that everything will be real time. Everything can easily be downloaded from the computer and presented to the court so that matters can be decided as quickly as possible before someone is sworn in as president. I do hope you've learned one or two things about these. Follow this channel if you can, so that together we can continue to learn as much as we can about the laws of Nigeria.